What's going on, guys? So today I am talking about happiness in relation to coming out. Now, I've had a lot of people write me letters recently on Facebook and on YouTube about how they want to come out and that they feel that like they have this voice telling them that they should come out, um, but that they are afraid they're going to lose their family or their friends, that people aren't going to take it well, and they don't know that they can ever lose that person or those people out of their lives, that they would rather be miserable the rest of their life than lose these people. Here's the thing. Those people that you're talking about have their happiness or are in search of their own happiness. Now, you need to do the same for yourself. When you're worried about acting a certain way for someone else or multiple someone else's, um, that becomes you worrying more about their happiness than your happiness, and you lose sight of what you're actually doing to yourself, which you are making yourself mentally sick. And this leads to hurting yourself, attempting suicide, and some people actually do end up killing themselves because they're too worried that their friends and family are not going to love them anymore, and that the general public, wherever they are, is going to start targeting them, picking on them, beating them up, ostracizing them, alienating them, whatever you want to call it, all of the above, and in some cases, depending on where you are in the world. And here's the thing. You need to develop, okay? You need to develop a strength that you have in you, and you don't know it yet, okay? You, as a closeted gay person, have a strength deep down inside of you, and I know you don't think it's there. I know that you feel like you don't have that strength to tell anyone who you are, but you have a strength, and you need to develop that to the point where you can just say, you know what? Fuck you, bro. I don't care that you don't like who I am. I'm not saying go out and pound them the moment that they say something bad about you. But what I'm saying is you need to get to the point where you don't care what anyone thinks. Because when you get to that point and you care about yourself, then you will innately bring people to you, because there's nothing more attractive than someone that loves themselves and is very proud and confident about who they are. That is an energy that just draws people in. Now, it is very hard because I didn't think that I had this strength either, okay? It took someone very important in my life to talk to me for like 5 hours every day after school for like a year. Yes, I'm talking about Bill. So if you're watching this, Bill, hi, I miss you, love you. But it took him talking to me and making me realize, and it can just be a couple words that really hit home with someone to give them that strength, or to just ignite that little flame that becomes a friggin' roaring inferno that you just don't care what anyone thinks about you. And that's where you need to be, because straight people don't get it. They don't get that you are hiding yourself. You are playing a role every single day. You're trying to walk a specific way. You're trying to deepen your voice. You're trying to make sure that you don't talk about things you actually like that might be considered like girly, things like that. You are constantly in your mind rolling over every little situation 3 times fold than a normal straight person does when you're having a conversation with someone. Because if you make one little slip, they're like, what are you, gay? And then if you're a closeted person, every closeted person and everyone that's out that has been asked that at one point in time when they were in the closet knows that when you go home after someone asks you that question, you hate yourself. You go home and you drop in bed and you are out for the rest of the night. Some people go home, they cut themselves. Some people they friggin' burn themselves. They cause a lot of damage because people like that have no problem going in and being like, yo, what are you, a fag? Yeah, are you a fag? And then they're laughing at you, and then everyone in that fucking circle is looking at you, and then that's the worst case scenario. That's what you don't want. That situation where everyone's looking at you, laughing at you, and you have to be like, no, and you feel raw, you feel exposed, you feel naked, and it's just, you need to find that strength. It's small right now if you're in the closet. You might not even know that it's there, but you will not begin to heal, okay? The depression that you feel will not begin to wane until you develop that strength. Because at some point in time, when that strength is strong enough to handle coming out, you will come out. And when you do come out, that depression starts to go away. And you've had it all your life. I know exactly what depression you're talking about, I get so many letters of people telling me, I'm depressed every day. I go to sleep and I want to die. I have tried to kill myself. I want to kill myself. I can't tell you how many different letters I get on a weekly basis telling me these things, and it kills me because I have that strength now where I'm looking back at the person I used to be that would have written, that actually did write one of those letters, not about necessarily wanting to die in that moment, but that I wrote that letter to Bill saying, listen, I wanted to kill myself at this, 3 days ago, I want to kill myself. And I look back on that now, and that would have sucked. If I managed to do it, look at everything that I would have missed. And that's the same for you guys. Every single one of you around the world. I have people from Africa, the UK, Asia, Jamaica. You name it, I have them from everywhere. Even Russia. And me and Russia, we're gonna have words. But honestly, it goes for wherever you are. You are not alone, and that's the second part of the frustration that comes from not being out, is that as you're going through being in the closet, you feel like you're the only person in the world that feels this way, the only person in your school, the only person, in your community, whatever communities you're a part of, that feels this way. You're not. 100% you're not. There are people around you that are going through the same thing, but it's always a quiet thing, Here's the thing, is there's people all around the world that are going through the exact same thing you're going through, and you don't have to hurt yourself. You don't have to try to end your life, because you have outlets now. YouTube, Facebook, social medias of all different kinds, youth groups, and you name it. There's endless resources these days that you can go to someone to ignite that strength, to have someone tell you that you are normal, you have a place in this world, and fuck everyone that doesn't agree, Anyone that thinks that this is their world, that this is a Christian world, or, whatever religion. I'm not trying to call all of you Christians out, even though I kind of just did, but, any of you crazy Christians, fuck you, I don't care. But honestly, that's the biggest thing I can impress upon you, that you need to find your own happiness. You need to stop worrying about whether or not your family and friends are going to get rid of you, because if you lose a couple people after you come out and they in the end don't come back, in the end you are going to end up happy, because all that, you get to be who you are finally. It's like this weight is lifted off your shoulders. You can exhale, and you're not holding your breath anymore, and you don't have that tension. You just come out and you're like, this is who I am, deal with it, that's it, you know? And that's the best feeling in the world. That's when you're gonna start to heal. That's when the depression goes away, and everyone left standing around you, those are your true friends. And that's what you need to know.